I spawned into the swamp a small croc looking for one goal in mind. I wanted to get to South Plains and eat literally everything I could. South Plains is a big hotspot, as I'm sure a lot of you know, and a full dino sitting down there can do quite well for himself. So that was the goal, and that was the intention. I took hydrodynamic as my first mutation because, I mean, you got to be able to outswim other crocs. And then I looked for food, as all young crocs do. After a while of swimming around and eating the little schooling fish, because I couldn't find anything else, I finally smelled something that was actually on my diet. I didn't know what it was, didn't know how far it was, but I did smell it, and I decided I was going to go for it. After some walking on land later, I really should have, got my stamina up, because going on land as a dino with no stam is a bad idea. Like, that's terrible. Do not do it. I don't care where you are, just don't do that. And I finally made it to the corpse. It looks like a Sarah, a rather large Sarah. And I started eating. And then this guy showed up. Gotta love that. Luckily, he must not have seen me. And I just kind of crept off, hoping that he would not eat my face. And yeah, that was the one diet I found. And then sometime later I was AFKing, and you can see in the background there's a gator. One about my size. And I decided I was going to go for him. Because why not? We are cannibals after all. I bloomed this up quite a bit so that, we could be able to see. After initiating the fight, he took off. I don't think he knew what was going on. But I think he's seen how big I was. He knows how big he is, and he decided that he was going to fight. So we had a little croc showdown. And when I say I bloomed this up, I mean I really bloomed this up. We couldn't see crap. So if you guys see a lot of misses and stuff in this, like, that's why. That's why I keep going up and down, trying to get to where I can actually see where he's at. Because we literally could not see nothing. I think I had the advantage because I was darker in color. But I also knew that my oxygen was extremely low. And it just keeps dropping, obviously, as we fight in the water. And the circles began. Both of us trying to get headshots, both of us trying not to get hit. Just circles. Lots and lots of circles. I don't really know how to fight as a dino. I do my best. I very rarely lose to crocs of my similar size. That would explain my bit of overconfidence when taking on this guy. Just swam up to him and bit him. And I completely lost him there for a second. I had no idea where he was. And keep an eye on my oxygen. It just keeps going down. Eventually I do decide to go up because it's either that or drown. But yeah. I think he lost me there for a second, was looking for me. And this is where I decided to go up. So, go up on land, I sit, and he chases me. And I think that headshot right there that I got on him, I think that was the difference maker. I think if I didn't get that, I just straight up lost. And then I just sat over my feast. His body would kickstart my growth like no other. It was a good kill. Sucks for him, but good for me. And then after growing for some time, I decided I was going to get my saltwater mutation. I literally sat there with his body until I got big enough for my second mutation. And saltwater is what I chose because it makes traveling around the map a lot easier. And then after getting my saltwater mutation, I decided to start my journey to the South Plains. And it is a long, long journey. It's not a fun one to make. And after some swimming and walking later, I finally did make it to the little pond south of the South Plains rivers. And this is where I would stay and try to get my water and my food and try to make that crossing. As I was walking up to the saltwater portion, you can see off to the little left there. That is not what a croc wants to see when he is walking across land. Looked like a full-grown stego just sitting there, trying to get to South Plains also. Yeah, that was not a good sight. I'm looking for him right now. I don't know where he went. I know he didn't go up, so he's got to be down here somewhere. And then I just decided to book it. And he's just sitting there. He didn't even come after me or nothing. I think that was one of the nicest stegos I've ever met. Most of them would have charged me on sight and tried to bash my head in with their tail. And he probably could have, because I was dehydrating. Not a good combination. But he wasn't even concerned about it. Didn't mean I wanted to try risking walking up in front of him, but, you know. And then after some time, as you can tell from my water, that has actually gone up now, I decided that I was going to try to make my walk up. Staring at my hunger, I desperately needed food. And I started approaching, and guess who's still there? That same stego. Yeah, he was nice once. I ain't chancing if he's gonna be nice again. That'd be a lot of growth lost. And not a whole lot of reward. So I decided to go up the other way. And I sped this bit up because it's a croc on land. It takes a while. Like crocs move very slowly. And I was sure I could make it. So I headed up. Unfortunately, as you will see in just a few seconds, I did hear some stuff up there, but I wasn't sure what it was or where. And then came down the dillos. Now, ordinarily, dillos would not, pose a threat to a croc, but I was starving to death, and I was still quite young. Like, I'm not much bigger than they are. I was fairly young still. And then the fight began. Now, I could have just took off back to the water, I know that, but then I would have just starved to death. So I was hoping I could kill a dillo and maybe fend off starvation a little bit while I waited to get up on the land and go to the rivers. And yeah, I landed a few bites, but dillos are way tankier than I gave them credit for. And I don't know if I got, like, it's all dark, but they never once started calling in their clones or nothing. At least not that I could tell. And then I died. So, that cut that journey short. But nothing to do but to start growing a new one. This time in water access, which is a great place to grow croc. Like bullfrogs spawn there. You got elite fish. You can get your diets. I AFK grew and then started my journey again. Same route, same everything, just swimming along. Same growth too. Made it back to the little pond south of the South Rivers. And I was filling up on some water so I could start my journey again. Made it back, and you can see some stuff. Dibbles running up around there. I'm doing pretty good on food. I'm doing pretty good on water. I got the saltwater mutation, so obviously I can go in there. There's a Tenno. Dibbles, you can hear them calling. But I'm just trying to get to the little saltwater lake. And they see me. Like zero hesitation on that. I thought about going for that small dibble because I thought I could take him with me. But yeah, there's so many dibbles here. Yeah, I just got finished. So 2 crocs down. Didn't make it to the South Plains. But I did learn that you can get the saltwater mutation as a baby croc. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm getting the saltwater mutation as a baby because I'm just rushing it. The 2 bigger ones didn't make it. After some time, I got the saltwater mutation and I started heading south again. Well, to the South Plains. Made it back to the small little pond, which this pond has spawned food every time I've been at it. Even as this little baby croc, it still spawns the food. So, I mean, it'd be a decent place to grow. And now I'm walking back to it, and you just heard it. Raptors. I sped it up again. Mom was there, I'm thirsting to death. Like, things are running around me. It's not looking good. Like, you already know how this is gonna end. One runs straight behind me, and then one just stops dead on me. Yeah. And then this guy actually pins me. And I'm dead. Again. Hope everybody enjoyed laughing at my failings. I know a few people have probably been there before, so they can relate. If you did, hit that subscribe, hit the like button, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks. Bye.